Every story appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on Primetime News. I am Olawale Owolabi. We'll start with our top stories for today. In some sad news, one person died this morning following an accident involving a sports utility van and another vehicle on the Otedala Bridge towards Berga in Lagos State. The accident, which occurred early this morning, resulted in heavy vehicular traffic, which was worsened by the fuel queues. The Sector Commander, Zone 2, FRSC, Lagos State, Nseobong Akpabio, explained that a truck carrying a container which was descending from the mobile filling station towards Otedala Bridge had a brake failure and crashed into vehicles, one of which was the pickup that was in front of the truck. He added that the FRSC officials have commenced further investigation into the cause of the accident, as they would not base their conclusion only on the driver's claim that it was a brake failure. The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has confirmed that one person was injured as 15 others were rescued from a wooden boat which capsized at Grinaldi Port near Tinkan Island, Apapa, Lagos. This is contained in a statement by the Public Relations Officer of the agency, Ibrahim Farinloye. According to the statement, the incident was caused by a bigger boat which destabilized the wooden boat. Farinloye says that the injured driver refused to be treated, opting to treat himself in a private hospital. He added that Marine Police and other stakeholders were still investigating the cause of the accident. Former Delta State Governor and one-time Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Felix Olorogun Ibru, is dead. Olorogun Felix Ibru, the 80-year-old business tycoon, was said to have passed after a brief illness. Until his death, Ibru held the position of President General of the Robo Progressive Union. He was born on 7 December 1935 at Agbaraoto in Ugeli North local government area of Delta State. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, is looking into how another 10 billion naira was withdrawn from signature bonus accounts, also referred to as all block accounts, barely 7 weeks to the inauguration of President Muhammadu Buhari. The cash was part of the 76 billion naira officially approved for withdrawal before the handover date to the new government. As at March 31, 2015, there was about $727 million left in the account, but a withdrawal mandate was issued on April 9, 2015 for either special services or use by the Petroleum Technology Development Fund, PTDF. A memo by the Director of Funds said the AGF directed that the disbursements be effected from the balance as at 31st March 2015 in the signature bonus account. The EFCC have been investigating massive withdrawals of funds for either special services or extraneous items in the last few weeks to the inauguration of Buhari's administration. Nigerian authorities are set to prosecute individuals and organizations believed to be masterminding the crisis being experienced in the exchange of naira against some foreign currencies. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, who disclosed this in Abuja, blamed the current state of the naira on the activities of some people he said were hiding under the cloak of market forces to deliberately undermine the national currency. Judiciary correspondent Basil Okafor was at the event and filed in this report.
The exchange of naira to other currencies suddenly skyrocketed to its highest level in Nigeria's history. Federal government is now saying that certain forces created the artificial currency situation with the primary purpose of undermining the economic programs of President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration. The Attorney General of the Federation says investigation of the suspected individuals and organizations have been completed, adding that the EFCC will soon embark on massive prosecution.
Government is aware of the insidious activities of certain elements within some of our strategic national institutions, who, rather than exert their regulatory powers, have chosen to use their strong accomplices within the system to manipulate the foreign exchange market.
Those targeted in the prosecution include regulatory agencies, businessmen, and bureau de change operators, some of whom are alleged to have been sabotaging the economic agenda of the government. The chief law officer of the Federation is insisting that activities of those behind the foreign exchange crisis amounted to economic terrorism and must not go unpunished.
Enforcement presupposes investigation. Prosecution as well presupposes comprehensive investigation and then proof of evidence.
It is yet to be seen if the anti-graft agency will move in and apprehend the alleged perpetrators.
Nigerians have been urged to take advantage of social media in the fight against the eradication of corruption. Stakeholders at a summit organized by Citizen Anti-Corruption Volunteers Corps in Lagos says the call is important now in view of federal government's anti-graft crusade, pointing to the reach and vibrancy of different social media platforms. Our correspondent, Akin Obakeye, brings us more.
We are fighting against corruption. From the arms deal to fraud at Nimasa, then to NBC, revelations mount more than ever before of corruption practices in high places. The current administration constantly proves its zero tolerance for graft. Consequently, Citizen Anti-Corruption Volunteers Corps is calling on Nigerians to help fight against corrupt practices through the effective use of the social media. Convener of the group, Eze Chuma, highlights the power of the new media.
Understand the power that social media has to fight large-scale and everyday corruption. With its massive reach and ability to bring transparency to critical issues, social media is the perfect tool for changing people's perception.
In a keynote speech, Ambassador Ben Chogudo emphasizes that the era of government monopoly in information dissemination is over due to the dynamic and spontaneous nature of the social media.
Because the social media, it is the only platform that allows you to say whatsoever you have seen without questioning.
Participants at the event shed light on federal government's ongoing war against graft.
It's a very, very good cause because Nigeria today, every sphere of life, every organization, every sector is corrupt. So we're not going to bog only the political aspect of it. Every area, even religious, domestic, everywhere is corrupt.
Me, for one, I've employed social media in reaching out to Nigerians in many ways. The last election, I stood firmly for change.
I believe that social media is a very, very high medium we can use in fighting corruption.
It is hoped that Nigerians, especially the youth, will harness the power that resides in them to stand against corruption from the convenience of their devices and on all social platforms. Akin Obakeye, CoreTV News, Lagos.
Experts in building construction are calling on Lagos State government to employ certified persons to perform oversight functions in order to avert incidences of collapse, such as the one that happened at Lekki Gardens on Tuesday. The Nigerian Institute of Architects, at a briefing in Lagos, noted that such unfortunate incidents can be avoided if professionals and not amateurs are employed to handle projects with laid-down procedures followed. Sarah Ayeku examines possible causes of the latest building collapse and what can be done to avert it. Her report.
Consequent upon the collapse of the Lekki Gardens building, which left at least 20 persons dead and several others injured on Tuesday, March 8, Nigerian Institute of Architects Lagos chapter has embarked on a mission to ascertain the possible cause of the tragedy.
We, as the Nigerian Institute of Architects, have set up a committee to look into it and get first-hand information and get first-hand reports on what went on there. So to propose methodology and steps to mitigate against such things recurring.
The architects say not much has been done by relevant authorities to ensure that building constructions are done according to approved guidelines.
The government has been supportive, so to say, but the government can do a lot more. And why do I say this? For example, in the ministries, most of the approval processes, the government doesn't just have the capacity.
They say those who vote quantity rather than quality while purchasing building materials must have a rethink.
Getting professionals is not expensive at all to the cost or to the overall cost of the project. Ensuring that you have your building permit is not expensive to the overall cost of the project when you look at everything in context.
As a state mourn another avoidable loss of life, Nigerians can only hope that better supervision of constructions will be ensured hereafter and tougher penalties and that erring builders. Sarah Ayeku, CoreTV News, Lagos.
Another major step to address the nation's power deficit has been taken by the federal government with the signing of a project monitoring and consultancy agreement between it, the University of Benin, Azura Power Holding Company Limited, and the Nigerian Bulk Electricity Trading Company Limited. Minister of State for Power, Works and Housing, Mustapha Baba Sheuri, says this will enhance the ability of the government to provide power to all Nigerians. Correspondent Kazim Kasali completes the story.
The moment of the signing ceremony of the Power Project Monitoring Agreement between the federal government, Nigerian Bulk Electricity Trading Company Limited, the University of Benin, and the Azura Power Holding Company Limited. After the signing of the dotted lines, the Minister of State for Power, Works and Housing says this is another step by the federal government to ensure that Nigerians have access to adequate electricity supply.
The MOU and the participation by the University of Benin ensures that the government utilizes the know-how of the academic while providing an opportunity for knowledge transfer to undergraduate and postgraduate students.
Managing Director of the Nigerian Electricity Bulk Trading Company says the memorandum will ensure the development of capacity for the management and supervision of power projects in our universities and also ensure that the project is under constant supervision.
We are utilizing federal government resources, using the pool of intellectuals and capacities within the university. At the same time, it provides an opportunity for students to learn. That way we are deepening the capacity within the power sector.
Vice Chancellor of the University of Benin and the representative of the project's contractor says the university has the required capacity to monitor the project and that the agreement also serves as a safeguard for a truly world-class plant.
For university and industry collaboration, I'm an engineer, my faculty is involved, and my students, engineers, lecturers will equally benefit.
I start with over $700 million we brought into the country, considering the exchange rate issues we have, foreign exchange issues we have today. Azura is actually net importer of US dollars into the economy. The same thing, we are employing local community.
Construction is already on at the site of the 450 megawatt power plant that has also engaged over 400 workers, mostly Nigerians from the local community, which is about 10 minutes drive from the University of Benin. Kazim Kasali, CoreTV News, Abuja.
Motorists and commuters in Oshogbo, the Osun State capital, are calling on the Department of Petroleum Resources, DPR, to probe the only NNPC mega filling station in the state for hoarding of premium motor spirit and kerosene. A visit to the NNPC station located along Ring Road reveals long queues resulting from scarcity and hike in the price of fuel. Rashid reports.
The telltale signs of fuel scarcity is gradually reflecting on residents of Osogbo, Osun State. People would have taken solace in the availability of petroleum products at NNPC mega station. However, they accuse that fuel is being hoarded even there. Some motorists say they have been on the queue as early as 3:30 a.m. and are still not hopeful of getting petrol, just as they accuse the management of the station of stockpiling and selling at exorbitant prices at night, albeit illegally.
I've been here since 3:30 a.m. The usual practice in this NNPC filling station is that one would expect them to be on ground by 8 o'clock in the morning and start selling fuel. But sincerely yours, the situation is not so.
We've been here since morning and no fuel was sold here. So we want the government to do something to this effect. It's very, very appalling. Please, for God's sake, we are tired in this country and something must be done to this effect.
Residents also allege that the management is in the habit of deliberately delaying sales, often allowing situations to get out of hand before selling to waiting motorists. They then call on the Department of Petroleum Resources and other relevant agencies to check the NNPC megastation's excesses.
When they have fuel, they will sell partly towards the evening. They sell it in jerry cans, that 30 liters. So sell it 3,000 naira for people in the night. And if poor people come here to buy kerosene, they will not sell. I have been here once to buy 4 liters. In the night, they will see all of them selling it to the jerry cans. And selling 2,009.
In view of the continued fuel scarcity, it is hoped that measures will be taken by relevant agencies to see to the end of the hardship faced by Nigerians as they scout around to get petrol. Rashid, CoreTV News, Osogbo.
Primetime News will be back after this commercial break. Stay with us.
Are you aware that the death percentage attributed to Lassa fever cases is currently put at 43.2%, a figure considered very high? Lassa fever, an acute viral illness characterized by high fever, muscle aches, mouth ulcers and bleeding in the skin, is harbored by rats and spread to humans via the urine and droppings of rats. To prevent Lassa fever, avoid any exposure with rodents, rats, as well as food and objects contaminated with rat secretions and excretions. Report all suspected cases of Lassa fever immediately to the nearest healthcare institution. Help prevent Lassa fever. This message is from the federal government of Nigeria.
Is it crazy or autocracy? Or what type of crazy is that? Except crazy.
News making the headlines.
Black Maria is to carry criminals, trading looters that are in government today.
Sometimes it gets confrontational.
Slap you in the face. They don't put words into my mouth. Whatever it is that will bring our military to the Supreme. I said to hell.
On Core Digest,
I want to know why I should be believing them.
Every weekday, we'll bring all of these together and take them to the court of public opinion.
Everybody has a right in Nigeria.
Where you are the judge.
You're welcome back to Primetime News. Now, a recap of our top stories. You're welcome back. Now remember, for these and more stories, you can visit our various social media platforms. You can visit facebook.com/CoreTV News, on Twitter at CoreTV News NG, or on YouTube at www.youtube.com/CoreTV, leave a space, then News. Residents of Ibafor have lived without electricity for well over 2 years. And unbelievable as it may sound, no significant social amenity exists in a community so close to the urban city of Lagos. By plan, it falls within Obafemi Owode local government area of neighboring Ogun State, and like in most suburbs within the local government area, residents appear shortchanged of the promised dividends of democracy. Sarah Ayeku visited Ibafo and examines how residents are coping. Her report.
A major community on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, Ibafo is one that has survived over the years with no electricity supply. Basic infrastructure, including good roads, pipe-borne water, hospitals and schools are simply lacking. Particularly lack of power supply has resulted in low economic activities, hence minimal income for residents and business owners.
We encounter challenges while working. We can no longer see sweat in Ibafo because we have to iron the material. The price of kerosene is high. Even the youth in the area are now commercial motorcyclists. Sooner or later, some might venture into armed robbery.
We have been trying our best. All the transformer we see here, it was a self-effort. We bought the transformer on our own, we bought the wires, we bought the posts. Government is not assisting us, it's not helping the stations.
This is Showo, which lies within the Ibafo Community Development Area. And every night, residents match with different sizes of kegs to scout for fuel to power their generating sets. The generality of Ibafo lacks other social amenities.
Even though we are in 2016, but here in Ibafo and suburb, we are living the year 1960.
Everywhere you turn in Asheshe, Magboro, Ibafo, and other suburbs in Obafemi Owode local government area in Ogun State, what you find is no electricity supply for the past 10 years. The people, the residents, the business owners are clamoring for the state government and even the federal government to find a lasting solution to this menace that bedevils them, that bedevils their lifestyle. Sarah Ayeku, CoreTV News, Ogun State.
Makoko, under Lagos mainland local government area, has existed since the 18th century, but without enough infrastructure to cater for its 500,000 population. Efforts by past administrations, individuals, and civil society groups over the years remain inadequate. Victoria Solomon files in this report presented from our studios.
Makoko has the torch of governance with good roads, one modern market, 3 primary schools, but no secondary school or healthcare center.
We have secondary school and health center. We want it from government because at Makoko our population is much, both Egun, Ilaje, Igbo and Yoruba.
Want government to assist us on these 3 things: secondary school, our medical care, and drainage of our canal. 4th one is to assist our child to be giving them job.
One reason the community wants to commemorate the Makoko Day is to showcase peaceful cohabitation between residents from different tribes.
One of the reasons is to showcase to the people that we are law-abiding people, one united day. Our motto is one mind, one love. So, and to let them know that no more hooliganism here.
Makoko Day holds Saturday, the 25th of March this year.
Consumers of sachet water, popularly called pure water in Port Harcourt, the River State capital, are complaining about the rarity of the product, while the Association of Table Water Producers embarks on a 4-day strike due to the rising cost of production and distribution. Correspondent Ajay Nelson has more.
For over 2 decades now, the average Nigerian has found succor in getting refreshed by a quick gulp of water in sachet at a relatively affordable price. However, the strike action by those who produce sachet water in Port Harcourt is depriving residents of this luxury. Association of Table Water Producers says the cost of production and distribution is gagging them out of business.
The water producers, the ATWAP, Association of Table Water Producers, came together and said enough of this, because there's no way we can keep running at a loss. You buy materials, when we were buying it at 500 naira, we were selling at 80 naira. Suddenly the price shot up to 600 naira, 700 naira, 800, 1,000 to really sympathize with the consumers.
Residents are, however, feeling the pinch of this non-availability of sachet water.
I was told that one sachet of water is 20 naira. I was like, why is it like that? So the woman told me one bag is 200 naira. So I was like, so I came here to tell Auntie that, Auntie, this pure water now is not 20 naira. Why is it like that? Said that scarcity of the landlord that they used to do it, they import it or whatever.
I hear yesterday waiting for pure water. We will not see them up till now. Then I asked, they said then go because of water, and all the rest, the material.
The strike is expected to be called off by Monday. Arjun Nelson, CoreTV News, Port Harcourt.
Business activities have now shifted to Kara Market along Lagos-Ibadan Expressway following Lagos State closure of Mile 12 Market in the wake of the crisis that left 4 dead last Thursday. Trailers loaded with foodstuff, especially fresh pepper, tomatoes and onions, lined the road, some discharging their contents and others parked until it is their turn, while traders who got wind that Kara is the new Mile 12 troop in to transact business. Akin Obakeye brings us more.
With Mile 12 Market shut, Kara opens. Traders of perishables will not have the crisis of maiden agility stop them from doing business. The economic relevance of the Mile 12 Market is evident, with the number of loaded trucks discharging goods at Kara Market on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, just about 200 meters from the popular burger bus stop in Lagos. Traders, however, complain of low patronage.
People will buy here small. All this one we do for the just for finish. I guess we three trailer of onions will go for
Market women from different parts of Lagos State have come to buy goods.
When Governor Ambode visited on Sunday, he instructed that the market should remain closed because of the fight. And if they still sell there, more damage can be done. That is why business has stopped, and we are here until things calm down.
In the hope of a resolution that would favor buying and selling, traders look forward to returning to Mile 12 Market soon. And in the event that the outcome of various stakeholders' meeting is otherwise, Kara Market might just be the new Mile 12 Market.
A temporary location by traders of the Mile 12 Markets following the closure of the Mile 12 Market by the Lagos State government. What will be the hope of traders of the Mile 12 Markets, and what will be the hope of opening the markets in times to come? Only time will tell. Akin Obakeye, CoreTV News, Ogun State.
With the theme, Pledge for Parity for this year's International Women's Week, women around the world clamor for gender equality with their male counterparts. Sarah Ayeku speaks with some female practitioners who are major stakeholders in the medical field, and they tell us how they have fared in their profession. Her report.
Many of the challenges facing women today is health-related because of the nature of a woman's physiology, which contributes to her nature of caring for persons around her. No doubt, the nature of willingness to end pain and spread joy must have been part of the factors that drive women into the medical profession.
Being a wife and being a mother and being in the kitchen, a woman is a mother. A woman can do everything. A woman is also that person that can go outside and help the family.
A look at women in the medical profession, both orthodox and modern practices, shows that there has been an influx of more women over the years.
60% of us are women. If you look at the ophthalmology profession too, majority too are women. And women were at the forefront of ensuring that the eyes of Nigerians are spared, and then the debilitating effects of certain visual impairments can be eradicated from our Nigerian populace.
Ayé tá a wà ní ìsìn obìnrin tí ó bá ṣiṣẹ́ fẹ́ jìyà ni. Kí ló fẹ́ jókòó ṣe nílé? Ó nídìí láti ṣiṣẹ́ torí iṣẹ́ làwọn ìyá wa ń ṣe tán fi bí wa.
One will agree that women these days do more than get confined into the kitchen.
For me, when women are empowered, a nation thrives, a nation prospers. You know, so it's to the disadvantage of a country if the girl child is kept at home.
Even if we are not in this helps line, every parent, everybody should know that the most thing you have to learn your children is education first.
Women are saddled with the responsibility of taking care of their homes and even being professionals in their various disciplines. So whenever you see a woman on the street, make sure to respect her, to love her, and to honor her, and especially empower a girl child. Sarah Ayeku, CoreTV News, Lagos.
Primetime News will be returned after this break. Stay with us.
For topical issues, Nigerians must have something to say.
Arms. We don't need arms for anything. Let them put it into education.
They need to buy another arms now. What are they fighting for?
Government should deal with them squarely.
Please help us bring back our gas. No money, no markets. We are dying. Everybody is crying. Nothing.
Any man God support, no man stops.
It's a prophecy I believe he must have received from heaven.
Yes. The people giving voice to the voiceless.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime News.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
You're welcome back to Primetime News. Up next is the news from outside Nigeria. Islamic State fighters have used chemical weapons to attack an Iraqi town for the second time in 4 days. The town of Taza was hit early on Saturday following an earlier assault on Wednesday in which 3-year-old Fatima Wais was killed. Around 600 people have been injured by chemical-carrying rockets and hundreds more have fled. There is increasing fear and panic among women and children and calls for the government to save them. Earlier this week, it was announced that U.S. Special Forces had captured the head of an IS unit that is developing chemical weapons. The suspect, who has been named as Suleiman Daoud al-Fari, is thought to have been held in a raid in Tal Afar, northern Iraq, last month. In more foreign news, 2 teenage girls have been charged in France with allegedly plotting to attack a Paris concert 4 months after the city's Bataclan massacre. 130 people were killed when terrorists targeted a rock concert at the Bataclan Music Hall, where 90 people died, as well as bars, restaurants, and a football stadium on the 13th of November 2015. The suspects, who are aged 15 and 17, exchanged messages on Facebook where they claim they wanted to launch an assault similar to those in the French capital. The girls were arrested on Wednesday and appeared before an anti-terror judge yesterday on charges of criminal conspiracy in connection with a terrorist undertaking. The younger suspect is to remain in custody, while the 17-year-old will be released under judicial supervision. And a day after a rally by Donald Trump was called off amid clashes, U.S. President Barack Obama has warned White House contenders to avoid raising tensions. Obama, who will be standing down after November's presidential election, was speaking at a Democratic Party fundraiser in Dallas on Saturday and said candidates should not resort to insults and violence against other Americans. Trump, who leads the race for the Republican nomination, canceled his Chicago rally after fighting broke out between his supporters and protesters. His rivals and others have accused him of using inflammatory rhetoric. And now, sports news.
Our style, and that's what he delivered.
Manchester City's Premier League title bid continued to stutter with a 0-0 draw against Norwich at Carrow Road today. City have a ruthless record against teams in the bottom half this season, but despite leading possession, they rarely troubled a dogged and determined Norwich, who hit the crossbar through Patrick Bamford in the first half. The result leaves Manuel Pellegrini's side 9 points behind league leaders Leicester City, who play Newcastle on Monday, while Norwich move level on points with Sunderland in 17th but remain in the relegation zone. Barcelona produced another awe-inspiring display as they crushed slowly Getafe 6-0 in La Liga on Saturday afternoon to extend their unbeaten run to 37 games. Lionel Messi scored, set up 3 for the first time in a La Liga game, and could even afford to miss a penalty as Luis Enrique's men opened up an 11-point lead over nearest rivals Atletico Madrid in the title race, with just 9 games remaining. Real Madrid a further 4 points behind their city neighbors. Neymar struck twice, while Munir El-Haddadi, Arda Turan, and an own goal from Juan Rodriguez completed the game. And now, a recap of our top stories. And that's it on Primetime News from us here. Thanks for watching. I am Olawale Owolabi.